All right, Susan. So wrapping it up, what is your prediction for the game? I hear a lot of positives. I know we're kind of orange colored glasses, but it's great to get your
Sure.
perspective, like you said, because of that, because of being a photographer on the field. Like you said, you can see things differently. You take a couple of photos and you go back during the snaps and you might get to look at some of the photos that you've taken, and some of them might surprise you at what's going on. So you can see
Hmm.
things that maybe people seeing it live definitely can't see, and people who don't get to see, like me, don't get to see it until you replay it on TV. So what's your
Hmm.
prediction for the game? And are you heading out? I want to ask you: are you heading out to Arizona to this weekend? You're heading out tomorrow. When are you heading out?
I will be leaving Christmas night around 6 o'clock. My flight will leave, and I think we have media day first thing in the morning on Thursday. So not much sleep on Wednesday night, but that's okay. And here's what I think. And touching on what you said about being able to see things that other people really don't get an opportunity to, is the determination that when I go back and I look through, and I've just kind of looked through the pictures today, looking back through the whole season, there is so much intensity, there's so much focus, so much determination. Even, all the way through the game, I didn't see a moment where you felt like, oh, okay, well, they've relaxed now. The intensity is always there. And I believe that intensity is going to be the edge that they need. That is not to say that Ohio State won't be intense. I'm sure they will. But we know about Tiger intensity. We also know when that defense is mad about their last performance, which these guys are, they're not real happy about what happened when they played Virginia, even though that was a great offensive game. Our defense guys were a little upset about it and the way they performed. When we've seen that in the past, we know what happens. They come out with a vengeance. They're going to be ready. We're not going to look at a 62-17 like we did with Virginia. And I don't think we're going to see a 31-0 like we saw a couple of years back. But my score prediction is a 35-21. 35-21, Clemson.
I think it's gonna be close first two and a half, 3 quarters, and Clemson starts to pull away toward the end of the third quarter, early fourth. I don't think Clemson's ever gonna. I don't think they ever trail in this game, but Ohio State hangs around and hangs around and hangs around. Clemson pulls away at the end. Give me 34-24.
All right, you heard it here. That's Susan Lloyd and Jason Priester giving their predictions for the Clemson versus Ohio State game this weekend. Thank you so much for being on the show for not only the third segment, but for the 1-year anniversary show. It's been a great show. We've had a ton of guests, more guests than I've ever done before. And not only that, I did it all by myself without Alan. I'm just crazy. I don't know why I did that. But I really need Alan back here, so I know he's going to be back next week. So if you haven't tuned into this show before, every Monday night, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we talk all things Clemson football, basketball, baseball, whatever really you want to talk about, and we interact with the crowd over on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope. So check us out, all those places. If you miss the show, you can check us out over on 105.5, 97.5 The Roar as a replay later on in the week, typically Thursday nights at 8. And then we have it out as a podcast as well if you'd like to just listen to audio while you're driving to and from work or while you're driving around for the holiday season this year. But thank you both again for joining the show. I look forward to having you on, hopefully, to talk about the Clemson National Championship team in January. So that's my plan for the Clemson Tigers. And I know everybody's wondering, what is my pick for the Clemson versus Ohio State game? Well, I believe that Clemson's going to cover the spread, and I believe that Clemson is going to win. And I also believe that Clemson is going to be up in the 40s, while Ohio State's going to be maybe getting close to the 30s late in the game. So a garbage touchdown to get them to 30 points. So it could possibly be a 14-point win for the Tigers going into the national championship game. But I think leaving the game, most people will say, well, there's more like a 17 or 21-point game, and they just scored at the end. So that's my prediction for the Clemson versus Ohio State game.